On the last day of Prince Harry's hearing in the UK to get taxpayer-funded extra security, Prince Harry miraculously got a letter from the NYPD that suddenly found that there was sufficient evidence to arrest 2 individuals for reckless endangerment in that 2-hour car chase in New York. But wait, when pressed, this letter was apparently sent in error because, as we all know, the NYPD acknowledged that there was nothing to warrant further investigation. So where did this letter come from? Something's fishy here, folks. Welcome to Popcorn Palace. I am Andy Signor, and something isn't right. And kudos to Steph, the alternate, who found this out yesterday. We wanted to wait and get some more information, and now others have come upon it as well. And I wanted to pull from this part that she found in the judge's sort of declaration. This part was very crucial. On the last day of hearing, yada, 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 New York Police Department, there was a letter addressed to the Chief Superintendent, Commander of Royalty Protection. The Chief of Intelligence says that he wishes to make the Chief of Superintendent aware of certain changes to the security posture that will be afforded to the Duke and Duchess in light of the security incident that took place in May, the 2-hour car chase in New York. The letter says that a thorough review of the incident had taken place, and although no formal charges were brought against the parties involved, we did conclude that the behavior in question was reckless. As a result, redacted, beginning with an upcoming trip in the current weeks, the investigation has found reckless disregard of vehicle and traffic laws and persistently dangerous and unacceptable behavior on the part of paparazzi during the night in question. They had operated vehicles, scooters, and bicycles in a manner that forced the security team, which included the NYPD lead car, to take evasive actions on several occasions and circuitous route to avoid being struck by pursuing vehicles or trapped on side blocks. The conclusion was that there was sufficient evidence to arrest 2 individuals for reckless endangerment. Now, this should be a smoking gun to Harry and prove all of us that we were wrong. The NYPD did find something in their favor, that this was really dangerous, that they could arrest 2 individuals. So where did this come from? I'm entirely confused. Here's the letter. We'll go through the letter. But as this is now coming out, New York Post has now gotten sources from the NYPD who say, no. This letter was sent in error. There are no suspects, charges pending in Harry Paparazzi's case, despite these new claims in the UK court, say NYPD. A letter from the NYPD was entered, claims that arrests could soon be made in the dangerous paparazzi chase they were involved in. But sources tell the Post there is not sufficient evidence to charge anyone. So what's going on here? NYPD sources told the Post that the case had been thoroughly probed by both the force and the Manhattan DA, and no charges are likely to be filed. And while the probe found reckless and unacceptable behavior by the paparazzi, Harry and Meghan's security contributed to the conditions by not adhering to an NYPD proposed stop, police sources said. We knew that all along. Reports were coming in and video was coming in that it was Harry's own security detail that was causing some of this. Heck, it was the whole fact that he didn't stay at that more expensive hotel, which has entrances that would have avoided this whole chase in the first place. They had to go to a friend's house and they didn't want anyone to see where their friend lived. Well, guys, you can't afford to do that when you're coming from a high-profile event. You're a celebrity. You got to go somewhere where they have proper security, not Airbnb at your friend's house the night after the trial, you cheap weirdos. The Sussex's reluctance to go to the planned stop with paparazzi was a contributing factor. Harry has been insistent. Someone be arrested. That requires evidence, which we don't have at this time. Referencing how the NYPD and Royals conferred during the incident about a planned destination where cops could control the traffic flow. Official letter was sent to the Metropolitan Police of London by the NYPD as part of the London High Court's consideration of whether he would get extended, taxpayer-funded security. The letter allegedly read what we just looked in, but subsequent letter emerged, the filing, which sources say was sent in error by law enforcement officials to Harry and Meghan's security detail, created confusion by suggesting 2 suspects had been identified and could face arrest. This is where the problem is. They're saying that didn't happen. And obviously that makes more sense given that, yes, it didn't warrant for further investigation. NYPD concluded that the incident warrants no further investigation, the New York Times has reported. This statement indicates that the police don't believe anyone, including the paparazzi or members of the royal couple's security team, broke any laws. As the New York Times said on Friday, early reports in May claimed that the couple's publicists and other allies that the chase was relentless, near fatal, and supposedly involved the couple's SUV being followed by other SUVs with blackout windows, driving at speeds of 80 miles per hour in New York for 2 hours. However, as more details emerged from the accounts of police and a taxi driver who was briefly involved, the facts began to diverge from the Sussex's account. The head of security firm hired by Duke and Duchess acknowledged that they were not involved in the high-speed pursuit. Police officials have acknowledged the situation became chaotic. They were followed by numerous photographers, but police downplayed the idea that the other motorists and people on the street were ever in jeopardy. They said the couple arrived safely at their destination with no reported collisions, summons, injuries, or arrests. So again, let's hear it directly. Here's the mayor of New York. It is hard to believe.
High-speed chase. That would be, I find it hard to believe, but we will find out the exact duration of it. But if it's 10 minutes, a 10-minute chase is extremely dangerous in New York City. We have a lot of traffic, a lot of movement, a lot of people are using our streets. Any type of high-speed chase that involves something of that nature is inappropriate. You know, police do it under limited circumstances when they're going after violent people, but to do it because you want to get the right shot can turn out to be a place where people can be harmed in a real.
He finds it incredibly
hard to believe. Oh, I don't think that's true. I think that's all, exaggerated and stuff like that. So don't read too much into that.
But as far as you were concerned, when they were in your taxi, did you feel like you were in danger?
No. New York City is the safest place to be, right? And there's police stations, there's cops on every corner, so there's nobody to be afraid in New York.
Yeah, there were cops following the two. There were cops following them. So with all that said now, it's a little not the easiest to read, but here's apparently where John B. Hart, chief of intelligence, sent an 11th hour note to defend Harry and Meghan in an attempt to get you taxpayers in the UK to fund their extra security. Wishes to make you aware of certain changes to the security posture that will be afforded to the Duke and Duchess in light of security accident that took place in May. We conducted a thorough review of the incident, and although no formal charges were brought against parties at the time, we did conclude that the behavior in question was reckless. As a result, redacted, beginning with an upcoming trip in the coming weeks. For your awareness, we have briefly summarized the results of the incident below. After conducting extensive interviews with the responding NYPD personnel, as well as additional individuals employed by a private security company, Harry and Meghan's team, reviewing live video and live camera footage, open source media, social media posts, documented media coverage, we found the following: reckless disregard of vehicle and traffic laws and persistently dangerous and unacceptable behavior on the part of the paparazzi during the night in question. The individuals operated vehicles, scooters, and bicycles in a manner that forced the security team, which included an NYPD lead car, to take evasive actions on several occasions in a circuitous route to avoid being struck by pursuing vehicles or trapped on side blocks. Our conclusions upon review at the Manhattan DA's office is that we have sufficient evidence to arrest 2 individuals for reckless endangerment. John B. Hart. Well, John, this is news to us. I'd like to report the truth. If this is true, why'd you take so long to send it? Why was it sent at the 11th hour on the last day of Harry's hearing? Weirdly fishy and convenient. It is, sorry. The last day, Harry's desperately trying to get... We need that letter. Okay, here it is. He somehow gets this letter out of nowhere. What took so long? And, okay, are you pressing charges? We all know Harry wants to press charges. What's going on? What evidence is there to do this? Now it's almost March, and I still don't hear any confirmation of this. Was this letter real? Was this letter sent as just a nicety for Harry? Is this even legit, or is this a lie? Because I'm smelling dishonesty. I'm smelling something false, inaccurate. I'm smelling really bad fish. This is as fishy as it gets. And why is that New York Post now referring that their sources over there in the NYPD are saying, no, there are no suspects in the charges pending? False. That is not the truth, and that this letter was sent in error. How do you send a letter like this in error? What the hell are they talking about? This is bizarre. So yeah, we need to look a little bit more into this. Why haven't you made the arrests? Why are you waiting until this hearing that Harry needs it at the last minute to give them this courtesy? All this stuff is incredibly questionable, and I'm suspicious. I think this is a lie. Like, how do you suddenly turn like that? Where on earth is this coming from? And then no one's ever heard of it. It's just, buried deep in Harry's files. Was this just done as a courtesy to try to get him to win in another foreign country? Are they lying? At this point now, you got to deliver, John. What's that evidence? Who are you going to arrest? Let's see it. I want to see it. If I'm wrong about this car chase and this actually was something that put Harry and Meghan in danger and reckless disregard, all this stuff that you're saying, let's see it. Because I'm sure those photographers are going to fight back and say, it was Harry's security detail. Let's hear it out in court. I'm all for it. Let's get to the truth, shall we? What do you guys think? Should we follow up on this and keep this pressure going? Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for all alerts, smash that like button, and leave your comments down below. Because honestly, this is a pro-Harry video in a way. Harry, if this is real, well, there's your smoking gun. Let's prove it. Let's put your money where your mouth is, all right? I want to know what's actually going on here, John B. Hart. Is this a real letter? Is this factual? Are there people you're going to arrest? Why aren't you arresting them? It's time we get some answers. Do you agree? Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching here on Popcorn Palace. Make sure you become part of our Royal League and join us every day for the royalty.